what we say on IPOB is the same thing we will say on the Islamic movement, the Shiites. It's the same thing we also say on the people in Benue. They have forgotten their name. Respect to fundamental right to human life is a basic international convention, is a national convention, is a religious convention, is a human convention, is a standard. Show respect to blood, show respect to human being, and find ways to address grievances. You see, let me say, the proscribing or whatever they did, both to the Islamic movement, both to IPOB, and also, these are wrong. Why is Buhari doing all these things? They are not terrorist organizations. You know that. Why are you abusing the court? You go, Attorney General will just go and find one expert in one court, and then you bring another proscribing them as a solution to the problem? No, you are worsening the problem. For how long are you going to bottle up people's grievances? Sit people talk about restructuring. He promised to do restructuring. What is happening to the restructuring? Let's sit down and talk about this is our restructure. Some of the things we have cannot help us to achieve a modern state. It's impossible. So let's have restructuring. There are some of things that encourages waste. There are things that encourages disunity. There are things that encourages oppression. There are things that encourages, doesn't give room for equity. Why are you scared of talking? And this is a man that, hammered on this thing that we need to restructure, we need to make government accountable, we need to make government transparent, we need to ensure equity. And now he's running like somebody from Congo. The point I'm trying to make that if you don't address people's grievances and you want to apply force, you should check all over the world. There is no place it has brought solution. You're just trying to buy some time. The issues will still remain. So government has used force, excessive one for that matter, on IPOB. They have used excessive force for that matter on the Islamic movement. And have disrupted court order on all these issues. Members of Islamic movement and IPOB that are kept in different prisons all over part of the country. Even when the court say give them bail, they don't give them bail. What did they do? Me and you know that these two organizations that have been proscribed in the last few years are not terrorist organizations. You don't need to be an Igbo man or a Nigerian or a Shiite or Sunni member to say the truth. Truth is always something my father taught me is straight. You may not agree with me today, but tomorrow you will agree with me. You do not suppress people's rights and suppress grievances with use of bloody force. No, you talk with them. He has not made any attempt to talk with any of these organizations across all parts of the country, even from Benue, where people are complaining about killing, even from Southern Canada. President have not made any peace effort to talk to these people, to be able to bring everybody to a table, to find solutions why all these axes of confusions and disunity and killing is happening all over the country. And you say you are commanding. How are you going to command when the people don't have confidence in what you are doing? I have great respect for him, but I think he needs to improve on some of the things he's doing, which is show respect to human rights, call people to a round table. Don't carry on as if you have hatred about maybe a particular set in Islam or a particular group in the East or a particular group in Southern Canada or a particular group in Benin. No, you are the president of the whole republic. What will history remember you for? So he needs to prove, even if the only thing one of the big things he can achieve, or the only thing he can achieve is to bring security and unity and cohesion. It's a big achievement because right now we have gone down the drain in terms of the disunity, in terms of lack of cohesion, and that is the problem. Why did I make the visit to the Zamfara governor? It was in search of unity and cohesion. That we need to reduce the rhetoric of divisions and disunity and find a way to ensure there's equity and fairness. Once you look at the appointments that are being made, none of them is promoting equity and fairness. The laws that are being made, none is promoting equity and fairness. We can't run a party state whereby anything you want, APC, you just do it. We're talking about a republic. You don't want it to build a nation. If you don't build the Nigerian nation, it will collapse in a matter of decades or years. So you have to avoid Nigeria collapsing, you have to ensure that you restructure, you have to ensure fairness, you have to ensure equity, you have to ensure respect for human rights and bring people to the table. If you can go and be doing training for outlaws and criminals, from the deepest part of hell, call themselves Boko Haram. If you can be doing all sorts of training, rehabilitation into the society, giving them chicken wings to eat, why can't you just talk to people who have separatist views? Why can't you talk to people who are advancing their religion? Why can't you talk to people who are being killed in Benue? Why not bring everybody to the table? If you can sit on table and be training people whose former job is to be slicing people's throat. And up to this moment, none of those groups, whether it's the Hesman group or whether it's Boko Haram, none of them have been treated with that kind of maximum force that you have used on both the Islamic movement and the IPOB and all these other groups. Government is quick to react to when people are, taking revenge in Southern Kaduna or in Benue and so on and so on. But you will not be quick to act when those people who are killing them comes killing them. You're not being able to quell those, those attacks in a way that everybody will say you have done fairly well in protecting lives and property of these people. And under Section 14, basic responsibility of government is to protect lives and property, and that is all government is all about, and that's what we're begging him. I have great people say, these days I don't insult the president. I have great respect for the president, but I want him to improve as a leader. He should just improve. He needs to improve. He needs to show, he should remember the things he promised in 2015: security, economy, and this other. So let him be able to do and keep on corruption. Today now, look at what is happening. Corruption is so bad that even in NDDC, you sack the management for being corrupt. You appoint a group of people to do forensic audit. The people that go to do forensic audit start stealing the money. And when you call them to account, they start fainting. So look at that is the summary of the way corruption has become so big, like a big monster under the president. Now look at the insecurity issue. Not the separatist group, the bandit and the killer gangs all over the country is rising up. As you said, there's a meeting, like there's inflows of small arms and they're killing and kidnapping and doing anything they like. Now look at the issue of the economy. Look at what's happening in the economy. It's so in bad shape. So that's why I feel like it's not just about criticizing. That's why we criticize, we offer solutions. We want the president to understand that we love him, we love the country. We're offering solutions so that we can come out of this mess. And everything should not be on the altar of politics, party, or PDP or APC or opposition. No. Let's look at Nigeria as one entity, that there's need for cohesion now, there's need for unity, there's need for security, there's need for decency. Leadership decency. There needs for decency in our electoral system. Up to now, president have not signed the electoral hall. Why the last time you say he couldn't sign because it's close to election? I understand no man wants to, sharpen a knife that can be used to cut his throat. Now you have won your election and it's affirmed by the Supreme Court, even though we disagree with that time. But now, why not sign the electoral act? Look at what's happening in Ondo, Edo, where people are buying guns and arms and doing all sorts of nonsense. Is this the legacy the president will bequeath to us? This is not about opposition. I feel that anybody that is honest will agree with me that the bar have been reduced so low, and it's time the president needs to raise it up. That's what this is all about. If not because the Nigerian state is failing, there will be no need for there will be no need for, how will I put it, such kind of, security system. If we have done decentralizations, especially the police force, like you have the NYPD. Even as a young child, I watch movies. I used to see NYPD. I didn't even understand how it works. But later I understand it's restructuring in action. That's why you don't have United States Police. Apart from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, that runs all over the country on national crimes. But you have the New York Police Department handling New York. You even have county ones. You even have Los Angeles Police Department, even right inside California. You have LPD, you have NYPD, you have DYPD, and so on and so forth. And no governor is abusing them. Once you build institutions, honestly, they will survive. Because the police commissioner in New York cannot be pushed around by the governor of New York. There are certain things he will not do because his position is protected and he knows that he cannot do the wrong thing. Even if the governor pushes him, the governor will face impeachment. But here you merge all institutions together. Even this commissioner of police that is sent to state turns to be PAs and errand boys to governors. Anybody like in Imo, Purpose of will call the DSS people, they'll go and arrest you, call police, they'll go and arrest you. Even in community things, they're all involved. So this kind of thing is debasing to me. So that's why I said, in view of the situation we are facing, I'm going to take on all those other security situations. It's welcome because people are in desperate need of safety. You need to understand the primary responsibility of government, like I told you under Section 14, is protection of lives and property. Government has not been able to protect lives and property. It's a truth. Everybody, even the president himself, knows that truth. It's not because I'm in opposition. Everybody knows. If you say you don't believe me, enter a night bus through Kaduna, Abuja-Kaduna Expressway. If you reach your life, you thank your God. So everybody knows that there's of insecurity, and there's also insecurity in the country. And that is why government have not been able to do much. So seeing, regional groups and state groups trying to find a way to secure their people is 100% welcome in view of the situation we are facing. And the best we can do is not just employ more people in the police force. Find a way to decentralize police force and remove it from political control. Let police people go and do their security work and leave politicians and political issues. Once you do that and ensure a system whereby they are independent, like you have the NJS, Nigerian Judiciary, find a way so the police can go and do their investigation. Separate office of Attorney General from Solicitor General and so on and so forth. So that all these things, not when Attorney General wakes up from office, from sleep, he doesn't like somebody from the opposition or something, he issues, authorizes a criminal prosecution. And maybe if they come to their party, they quash your criminal criminal prosecution, call your case file back, and then the case is withdrawn. These things are things that destroy institutions. So it is high time we find a way to build institutions and separate it from political interference. But on the issue of Amateku, that anybody against it must, to me, is a crazy person. Because if you say you're against, what's the option? What are you giving to the people there? They are killed, raped and destroyed, killed and raped every day, dismembered. And you say you don't want them. One, because of why you don't want them, then give them a solution. So any group in the country that feel they have the capacity and they have the support of the government to put it in place, you go ahead and put it in place for the protection of the lives of their property. Because as a governor, you elected to protect the lives and property of the people in your state. And if that's what you're required to do, that then go ahead and do that. For me, I support that 100%. But the way out is for us to be honest to ourselves and be able to bring the Nigerian nation to a table and go on honest restructuring to make it effective and efficient. Just like when you have a company that's not doing very well, you come together, you decide the branches to match together, you decide the department to scrap up, you decide the new department to open, and so on and so forth. Just like even in government today, they have new medias and so on and so forth. Why are they creating all those things? It is in tune with modern development. So at times you need to come back and be able to make some adjustment. The Nigerian nation right now needs a huge adjustment. And anybody who wants to keep playing it down and be believing in an imaginary one Nigeria without addressing all these concerns in every part of the country, to me, that person is a political fool. It's a matter of time the place will blow. So right now is the only time we have chance to set it on the path of redemption.